Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. You know, people are weird. Here's a story for you. So, I work in this 8x8 box. This is my office. It's basically, as my brother told me, turned into a man cave. As a couple of my colleagues here told me, they're like, it's like American Pickers. You live in a junk shop. There's a lot of things in this office, and I never really thought about it. I didn't think people watching these weekly videos were looking. So the other day, see this photo here? This is of my daughter. Somebody emailed me and said, David, what happened to the photo of your daughter? What the hell is that person talking about? And then I realized that photo had fallen off and fallen behind my desk. And I thought, holy crap, are people really looking at what's going on in this scenery? I thought it was just about me and the real estate. Anyway, so now you guys have got me all self-conscious. Like, for example, I have this. See this piece right here? Okay, that is, you ready for this? You know the Wyoming Cowboy? Let's get that logo up there. The Wyoming Cowboy. And it's not just for the university, right? The Wyoming Cowboys. But that is like it's like a logo for the whole state, and I love it, and I love Wyoming. It's a beautiful place. Now, that is, you ready for this? It's the Wyoming Cowboy made from Wyoming license plates, which have the Wyoming Cowboy on it. Huh? Am I right? That's a piece of art. And it was made by like a 16-year-old kid trying to pay his way through university by making art out of license plates. I hope he got more than half of what the store charged me. I think I paid like $90 for it. Anyways, that aside, long story short, I'm going to start putting like a crazy background in here, like make me look like I'm on the moon or something. A little self-conscious here. Okay, so I wanted to try something different this week. Something really, really different. Something I've never done before, which is cool. This is a little feature I have never touched. But get really specific and get really particular. So it's not geographic. It's not price. What it is, guys, ready for this? Freehold houses on extremely narrow lots. Extremely narrow focus, yes. Extremely particular, yes. But you see a lot of houses being listed, whether they're semi-detached or whether they're row houses, and they're on lots that are, I don't know, as low as, what's the smallest one, narrowest I've ever seen? Forgetting that one, actually, let's put this up here. I gotta remind myself to dig this up. There was a house that was on, I believe, an 8-foot lot. Let's see if I can find that listing for this stupid house, and it was just ridiculous, and it was on the news, and the agent was talking about how it was, oh, you're buying a piece of modern art. It was the biggest sales BS I've ever seen. That's a little ridiculous. But there's a lot of houses out there that are on 12-foot lots, 13-foot lots. So I want to look at things that are sort of 14 feet and below, because that sounds to a lot of you like it's absolutely crazy. And if you're watching this, you don't live in Toronto, and you happen to live on 2 acres north of the city, I'm telling you about a lot that's 14 feet wide. Your bathroom is 14 feet wide. So I don't want to make this like that stupid show, Tiny Houses, that my wife always watches, or that, what was that one where they, yeah, I think it's Tiny Houses. They literally go and like buy a tiny little trailer that's like 88 square feet. But I do want to talk about a lot of these properties because they're highly sought after in the city of Toronto, where ultimately you have to decide if you can live in a space that is that narrow. How does it affect the room sizes? How does it affect the flow of the house itself? So there's a few things to look for with these houses. Let's get a list up here. I always point the wrong direction. We'll get a list up here. So first of all, is it a semi or is it a row house? Because you have to remember that as much as people don't like row houses because you're attached to both sides, guess what? There's no wasted space. When you have a semi-detached house, your lot goes to halfway between you and the other house. So if you have a 14-foot lot and you're a row house, you effectively have 14 feet. If you have a 14-foot house and you're a semi, it may actually only be 12 feet because if the space in between the two houses is 4 feet, half of that is your lot, 2 feet. Did you follow the math there? I know it's complicated. Second thing, basement. Is there a basement? A lot of these little houses have a crawl space. They have no basement. Some of them are built above grade. If there is a basement, is it finished? Is it unfinished? Third, what's the lot depth? If we're going to look at frontage, we need to look at the depth because some of these are on, 14 by 130. Great. It's narrow, but you can build all the way back. Some of them are on tiny, tiny little postage stamp size lots. I don't know why people say that because there's no 14-foot by 50-foot postage stamp. I think they mean that it's like a little square. So how deep is that lot? Because if you are on a 14 by 50, what you lack in frontage, you are certainly not making up for in depth. And last but not least, fourth, we're going to look at parking because it's very difficult to get parking in the city, and it's probably a lot tougher with houses that are this narrow. Okay, actually, let's add a fifth to that, the condition. A lot of these things are in really, really rough shape, and that leads me into the following. Let's take a look here, guys. This is 69 Leslie Street, okay? So the first thing they say here in the client remarks, end of the row like a semi. So this is what I'm talking about, okay? This house in the middle, if it's a 14-foot lot, the width from here to here is 14 feet. Here, halfway in between, and I'm going to say that there's 4 feet between these two houses. This is exactly what I'm talking about. 2 of these feet are your lot. Your house is 12 feet. This house is 14 feet. So when they say like a semi, they're trying to make it sound like this is a good thing, which I don't think it is. And the second property I want to look at here, see this? A renovator's dream, ready for demolition or new construction. Well, guess what? If it's a row house, you're not demolishing it because, it's attached to 2 houses at either sides. So new construction, really milking here. This 2-bedroom townhouse located in a quiet oasis in the heart of Leslieville. Steps from Jimmy Simpson Park, spelled Jimmy wrong. TTC and everything Queen Street has to offer, etc. Right, but what you're telling me is it's going to be demoed. I need to build a new house. Anyways, but point being, it's $699. That's a 15-footer. Okay, so the properties that I do want to look at, guys, that was just for your own edification. Properties I'm going to look at are starting here, 833 Sammon. So 833 Sammon, let's highlight this, please. We have a 13.9-foot lot. Wow, 13.9 feet. 13.9 feet. Let me put that into perspective. It is 60 feet and 6 inches from home plate to the mound. You could fit 4 of these from home plate to the mound on a baseball diamond. It's pretty good. And you can actually have room left over to lay down next to it. Super math. Okay, so we're 669 here, guys. We are a 2-bed, we are a 1-bath, and we have a finished basement. So this house is actually in decent shape. Walk through the front door here. A lot of people want to blow this out, make it open concept, not have a wall. Then you basically just walk right into the space. No room for hooks, no closet. So it's pretty snug. They've done a very good job staging it. Sorry, too fast there. But as you can see, couch here, flip it over, and basically you're just walking to the other end of the house and taking the photo of it, trying to make this place look like it's a lot bigger than it is. Then you've got the kitchen, and you've got this table in the kitchen, so there's no dining space. It's a beautiful kitchen, but we're already starting to see how small this thing is. So the problem with this, and it's a 100-foot lot, but it's not a deep lot. Oh, sorry, it's a deep lot. It's not a deep footprint. So I was in a house today at 19 Norway, and it's not part of the pick 5 here today, but it was such a deep footprint that even though it was a small house, from the front door to the back door, you had your living room, you had like a real formal dining room, not combined. Then you had a massive kitchen. It was super long. Then at the back, you had the washer dryer and a desk. It was a really long footprint. This house, not so much. So here's your bedroom. Here's your bathroom, your other bedroom, which is not huge. You always wonder about closet space in this thing, in these places too. So the basement looks like okay ceiling height. You've always got this little build out here for the panel, and then the duct work, which is great. Push the couch under there, not banging your head. I like the way they've done this. You want the TV over here. So it's a decent space, and again, this is entry level. And then you've got this backyard, which I gotta say is pretty nice. You've got a deck, you've got a patch of grass. You don't have any parking here. And this one, guys, is offers any time. So I believe this might have been listed earlier. Everything, of course, was listed earlier. So this is $669, and it's a real $669, as we say. It's not $669 looking for $800. It's $669 looking for presumably $669 or slightly less. So not a bad little property. I'm going to map this for you guys. So it's on Sammon, which is not as busy as Mortimer, but it's just as busy as any of these streets. It's on the west side of Woodbine, which is what you want because it's a little more desirable, especially when it comes to school district. So 7 or 8 streets north of Danforth, you are, what, a 10-minute walk to the subway. I feel like I did this one before. In fact, I'm going to be very embarrassed if I did this one before. Did I do this one before? It's too late now. Different theme, though, right, guys? Narrow houses. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Wow, 12.5 feet. Now we're cooking with gas. So 12.5 foot lot. What does that look like? 12.5 feet. 12.5 feet. Let's see. If my friends, I was going to say if they stood on top of each other. If my friends who were 6'1" and 6'4", actually this is a 0.5, it's not inches. Well, you get the picture. This is 2 guys standing on top of each other. That's what this is. It's 12.5 feet. It's wild. So this is the same idea. $698, 2-bed, 1 bath. This has an unfinished basement, no parking. Now this one offers with 24 hours notice, so it's like a soft holdback, right? They're basically taking your offer. They want it for 24 hours, which you don't have to give them because I sure as hell wouldn't. They're not holding back offers in terms of an offer date, but they are saying, once we get your offer, we're going to aggressively shop it. So for $698, and where are we here on Rhodes? A+ location, right? Steps to Danforth. Now in terms of, scroll back here, let's go like this. Okay, do we have that picture in here? Let me go in one more. Perfect. Here's the house on Sammon, okay? You are, God, I sound like Donald Trump, okay? Says that after everything. Here's a house on Sammon. You are 7 or 8 streets north of Woodbine. Here's a house on Rhodes, your steps to Danforth. This is not as popular a pocket. Park Mount, Craven, Rhodes. Where's Lamb? Yeah, there's Lamb over here. Not as popular a pocket. So would you rather be this close to Danforth, or would you rather be in that better pocket? Well, or would you rather have the extra 1.4 feet? So I personally think that the other house is more value because this has an unfinished basement, and that's massive. So you can see here, this is neat. They've done this cutout here. So as I said, you don't always want to walk right into your living room. You've got this cutout, but it's not a full wall. Oh, hooks, perfect. Wow, it's like everything I was thinking just came out on paper in here. You've got the couch staring at what I would guess is a small TV here. Then you've got another couch chair there. Oh, there's the bigger couch. Okay, so I don't know what this couch stares at here. The people walking in. Big TV and big couch. Where's the dining room? There isn't one. So we've got a side staircase. I should have mentioned that from the beginning. A lot of people don't like these side staircases because they divide the space. But on the other side, we have an actual dining room table. Then on the other side of that wall, let's go one more, we've got a kitchen. So you can already see how the footprint, 110-foot lot, the footprint is far deeper with this house than on the Sammon house. Now I said I like the Sammon house better because it has the finished basement. You might say that you like this house better because it's got a deeper footprint. I think either of us could create an argument. So master bedroom, and then we've got the second bedroom, pretty snug, bathroom. It's tough to shoot bathrooms. It really is tough to photograph these things. And then you've got the unfinished basement. So what's the ceiling height like? If I had to guess, I'd say that from the concrete floor to the first joist, you're probably 6'2", 6'3". That's a really good basement. Take away an inch for drywall, and you could actually finish this basement. You wouldn't have to underpin it. You've got the ductwork to worry about. You have to wonder how many square feet is it? Where is the hot water tank? Where's the furnace? Do I have to box it in? Do I have to move it? Should I finish this basement? How much is it going to cost me? Similar backyard. Overall, guys, I think the value proposition is very similar to Sammon. Sammon is 13.9 feet. This is 12.5. You may say that's only 1.4 feet. I think that makes a huge difference. I think that on the main floor, to have the living and the dining and the kitchen, whereas Sammon only really has the living and the kitchen, this one wins out. But that basement to me is just a huge, huge difference to have that finished basement. There you go. Okay, perfect. All right, on to the next one here, guys. So this is interesting. 238 Waverly. This is interesting because there's also 222 Waverly. So I'm going to do both of these. There's this little block of houses. You know what? Let's go to the maps here. Let's go to 238 Waverly. Where's my map? Do I take this little guy here? Yeah, let's put him down there. Oh my God, cool. He's got balloons. Look at that. I swear I'm like 5 years old. Like, what makes me happy? The Google man has balloons. Ah, perfect. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Ooh, interesting. These have been painted blue since. So I was literally here this morning. I had an offer on one of these. Well, I might as well say I had an offer on this one. I don't think it's going anywhere, but we will get to that property. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these in a block, right? It's just as bad as, okay, right? Okay, I really sound like Donald Trump. Then you drive down through here, and there's a right-of-way, and it's very complicated from a legal standpoint, but in practice, just think that there are those houses in a block and you drive down this driveway and you park behind them. But it's the same thing for this block here. So now you've got, wait for it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 of these. And the interesting thing is the house we're looking at now just came out. It's for sale here. And the one I'm talking about that I've got the offer in on is here. And this one just sold too. It's crazy. Like the whole block is for sale. So these are really neat. They're skinny mini little houses. Oops, that's 169 Booth. Here we go. So 238 Waverly. So 729 holding back offers. The other house that was for sale just sold for 830. The other house that I'm going to show you next is for sale for 849.9. This is 729. But what this is it's a nicer house. It's just smaller. So we've got a 2-story plus the lower level. And oh, I should mention it slopes down, so the lower level is actually at grade. Only a 2-bed, 2-bath, but it's really pretty inside. So that's the front. And then inside, you've got nice little exposed brick, super sunny, really good shape. Not huge. Again, the dining room is kind of pushed off to the side with the couch staring at the dining room table, right? Okay, right. I gotta stop doing that. It's like a nervous tick. And then you've got the kitchen here. Now, important to note, kitchen, same floor as living dining. We'll get to the next Waverly in a minute. There's your, is this the two-piece? I think that's the two-piece. So master, good size. Again, very nicely upgraded, all of this. Second bedroom's a little bit snug. There's the basement. So there's the basement, and it's the man cave, if you will. Looks like someone bought a couple of seats from an arena. It's the rumpus room. It's got the Pac-Man. There's your laundry room, your back deck, and we're done. So, not to skip ahead, because I'm going to come back to this, but I want to show you 222 Waverly. Now, 222 Waverly is really interesting. So it's a two-story, but it's not. It has 4 levels. That makes no sense. 3-bed, 3-bath. We're going to go through this together. So this, you know what? This is really confusing. I'll be back in a sec. And I'm back. Okay, this is what I wanted to pull here, guys, is the floor plans. This house is so confusing. I need to explain it. It says here ground level. You walk in, and this is open to below, as it says. You have a powder room and a bedroom. You go down, and you're here, which is the dining room and the living room. And that's what this is, right? Then you go down one more, and you've got this family room where the kitchen is. So let's go. Okay, so that's the other side of the family room. That's the, or sorry, the, oh, see what I mean? I can't even keep track. It's just a lot of space. It's a crazy, crazy house in a good way. So upstairs bedroom, upstairs bathroom, other bedroom. Let's get downstairs. So there's the kitchen, kitchen, under the stairs for some odd reason. And this, see this right here? This is here. So really interesting house. Ground floor, let's go up. We go up and there's a bedroom, bathroom. If you go down, you've got a living and dining. If you go down one further, at the lower level, there's 4 levels here and it says 2-story house. Do you follow? You've got the patio adjacent to the kitchen, which was great. And then that, they call it a family room, which is essentially this, and they've just got a table and a couch. You know what? I don't think there's any way to accurately convey how this house is laid out. It's just really quirky, but it's a really cool house. It's 3 beds, 3 baths, and it's so much square footage. How many square feet is this total? 415, 415, 415, and 415. Okay, so that is, let me see here. Should we get out the Casio? No, I think I can do this. So we're about 2,000 square feet. I rounded up. I'm just kidding. It's about 1,600 square feet. 1,660. Nailed that. Except this says includes 50 square feet open to below. So I'm a real estate agent. I'm going to round up. It's 5,000 square feet. So it's on a 12 by 107 foot lot. Over here, our good friend Waverly is on a 12 by 62 foot lot. Wow, crazy. So such different properties, literally in the same block. And I really don't know how to evaluate either of them. The one that was a couple doors down from here just sold for $830. These guys are at $849. This one here is at $729 on a way smaller piece of land. But does it really matter at the end of the day when you're really just looking for interior square footage? Oh, I didn't show you the photos of this, did I? Yes, I did go through the photos of this. Okay, see how confused I am? So it's interesting, guys, because the 12 feet, when I went into this house, because it was such a big house, I didn't feel the 12 feet at all. I never said this feels narrow. Point being, with the right house, the width doesn't matter. It's such a big footprint. It's a deceivingly large home, 107 feet deep, with 4 stories, and here it says a 2-story house. Yes, it has a basement, but it's got that 3rd story. So just really, really weird one. And again, I mean, this $849, 29 days in the market, should be less. This one's $729, holding back offers. I mean, who knows what they get? I don't see it going over 800,000 because I think this has a hell of a lot more square footage. But stranger things have happened. Sometimes people like the house that's in better shape. Okay, glad we hammered that out, but did we? Really weird floor plan. So next one I'm going to show you guys is 26 Alcina. Now it's a 14-foot lot and it's listed at, holy crap, $1,269,000. So I've jumped to this one because I want to show you that not all narrow lots happen to be $600,000 or $800,000. 26 Alcina is in prime, well, I'm not going to say Witchwood. Or yeah, actually it is Witchwood, sorry. Prime Witchwood. There's the Witchwood Barns you can see. I was thinking of the house on Nino over here, which has been sitting on the market for a while. So this house on Alcina 2 has been sitting on the market, and it's one of the things I wanted to point out. Nope, that's Booth. There we go, Alcina. So $1,269,000, 3 days on the market. I'm going to show you this, guys. This is Alcina at 969 holding back offers. Didn't sell for the bidding war they wanted. Then we've got Alcina 1,349,000, 25 days on the market. Didn't sell. Now we're 26 Alcina, 1,269,000 on the market for 3 days. So it's only a 14-foot lot, but it's 140 feet deep. And they were able to put into this house 4 beds, 1 in the basement, and 3 bathrooms. So prime Witchwood, it's a semi. I had clients who bought in Witchwood. God, did we get a good price, $1.6 million for a detached on Witchwood. Witchwood and Witchwood. It's like when my brother lived on Riverdale and Riverdale. And you can live... I can't think of anything else right now. Witchwood on Witchwood, Riverdale and Riverdale. Okay, I'm sure there's others. Focus. So, another kind of, I wouldn't say awkward house, but, you know, the yellows and some of the funky colors here, a lot of stuff in the house. Maybe didn't help it show as well as it could have. Older kitchen, but you're another yellow. You're buying location here. You're buying prime Witchwood, and on the 14-foot lot, you know, I think a lot of people looking in Witchwood are looking for substantially larger, not necessarily detached, and green carpet, TV, wall-mounted, oh boy. Oh, baseboard heat. Baseboard heat with gas. I thought baseboard's electric. So you can start to see the quirks add up. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, guys, because I don't exactly love the house, but I did just want to show you how you can get $1.3 million in a 14-foot lot. Remember when we used to go to the X and win these? I was obsessed with throwing the ball into the bushel. I was really good at it. My dad taught me how to do it with backspin. And then you buy, or you get this giant teddy bear, and you go home and you're like, well, now what do I do with this? My room was filled with teddy bears when I was a kid. I didn't even like them. I just liked winning them. To get one this size, I feel like you'd have to do that game where you shoot the star out of the center with the gun, which is actually impossible. Or, ooh, how about the one where you throw the rings on the pop bottles? Impossible too. And they don't even care. They know you have no chance at it. You're like, oh, $5 rings. They just scoop them up at random. They're like, yeah, go nuts. They know you're not winning. Okay, that's fun. That's the X. The X. I haven't been in a while. Maybe I should go this summer. Oh, I'll be taking my kid soon. She's going to be this summer, 9 months? You think she can shoot that gun or throw that ball? Maybe help out with the family? Win a couple of stuffed animals? Let's move on. Okay, the last one here, guys, I'm going to show you. Now, this is cheating a little bit because those houses we just looked at are original. This isn't. This is a whole slew of new builds. So on Manning, and let's go to that. We'll take a look here. On Claremont and Manning, or I should say are, all of these infill townhouses that were done, I'm going to say 5 years ago maybe. So 13.5 by 60. And they're all freehold, but they've got that kind of condo townhouse feel to them. So these things, and they're always listed by Paul Johnston. Yes, this is listed by Paul Johnston, of course. Right at Home Realty. Unique Urban Homes, I believe, is his slogan. Seems to get all these. Or I think he lives in the complex, actually. Anyway, so this is listed by Right at Home. There's my pitch for a competitor, but great agent, by the way. So these things, let me go back to the start here. Yeah, there we are. So these things come in a couple of different models. 13.5 feet. There's one that's slightly larger. I think it's over 14 feet. And believe it or not, it makes a world of difference because the dining area at the front of the house, you can see that's the front door. You walk right in and that's the dining area. You've always got this kind of bench and 2 chairs. The bigger model has room for a huge dining area. Maybe it's 14.5 feet or 15 or something. Anyways, but I've got a couple of clients in these. I had one client, single guy, buy one last year, ton of house. You know, be throwing some raging parties. This one updated, or I should say modernized with the glass look, steel banisters, super sleek kitchens. You can see that this is a galley style. It's a little bit narrow at 13.5 feet, but I feel like, whew, that's a cool shot. I feel like a lot of the people that are going into these are coming from condos. I know both of my clients were. So here you've got the living room at the back. You've got a very cool outdoor space. You've got a gas line. That's essentially your backyard patio. And there it is right there. Perfect. First 8 of 15 shots are of the main floor. And then you go upstairs and you go, don't care, bedroom, don't care. Well, I guess you do care because this is the 3rd floor master. But the main floors in these are killer. That's what you're really looking for. So you've got 1, 2 bedrooms and a laundry on the 2nd floor. Upstairs you've got, so that's one of the other bedrooms. Upstairs on the 3rd floor, you have a massive master bedroom. It's huge. And this is where you don't feel the 13.5 feet. You really don't care because you've got huge depth. You've got a huge walk-in closet. You've got a team-size shower. That's my joke. I always like team shower? Yeah, like after hockey. So you could literally have 5 people shower in there if you were so inclined. Cool party, man. And it is a huge soaker tub as well. Double sink, frosted glass so people don't watch you when you're naked. You could probably peel that off to show off when you are naked if you wanted to. And, oh, that's about a shot of it. And then this is, they're so well designed. You've got this window up here to let light through, but, you know, not show people your naked body. that at 36, you're kind of ashamed of because you hurt your back around Christmas time and it's a nerve problem and you can't work out. You haven't lifted weights since December and you just keep getting fatter and fatter and your wife keeps saying, you look fine. You look fine. That was my fake cry. And that story wasn't about me, by the way. Anyways, but sometimes you think back to when you were 19 and all you did was work out in university and my God, did you look good. You were really unhappy, but at least you looked good. Sorry, how do we get onto that? Right, body shaming. This window here lets in natural light, but does not let people see you. Okay, I don't want to end on that note, but I think we're going to. I feel like Bob Ross finishing a painting. I think we'll call this pick 5 finished. Okay, anyways, so this, where's it going with this? This ledge here, guys, this is from the 3rd floor. There's a very cool little champagne and orange juice balcony. We call it champagne and orange juice because, of course, why would you use it other than you were getting up in the morning on a Sunday, get the newspaper, bring some champagne and orange juice up, and lay in bed all day, and then look outside, sit outside if the weather's nice. And, oh yes, you can see the CN Tower from there. So that's this one. I love these properties. They're really cool. They're just a little bit different. And again, 13.5 feet, you can see for 1.5 million. So with that, I'm going to call this a finished painting. If you don't get that reference, I'll see if I can work that in. That's Bob Ross. Love watching that guy paint. So that's it for this week, guys. What did you learn? I guess in addition to the fact that A, I'm fat, and B, I was in shape when I was 19, C, I ramble a lot, and 4, I can't count numbers and letters. Specifically, the width of the property, it doesn't really matter as much if you have huge depth, right? You just kind of turn the room around. You might say, well, this feels narrow, but if it's deep, it's that length times width thing. Just kind of turn it around in your mind. So there's a lot of properties in the city right now that are as low as 12 feet, and you look at that and you get sticker shock and you go, I can't believe this is 12 feet. How am I going to live in this? But as we've seen, some of them offer great value, and some of them you may not notice how narrow these things actually are. And if you're so inclined and you're going to look at these, don't look at the width first. Go in and see how it makes you feel before you look at that, because the width is just a number. Anyways, that's it for me for this weekend, guys. I'm going to a wedding this weekend up north, and my God, it's going to take 2 full days. Could be worse. A friend of mine's friend is getting married in Switzerland. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Sure, I'll fly to Switzerland for your wedding. I told my friend you have absolutely no obligation to go to that wedding. It's the most arrogant thing a person can do. I said, do they have family in Switzerland? No, they just want to have the wedding there. Good for you. I hope you get 8 people. Should probably edit that out because that sounded rude, but you know what? I'm not going to, because it's true. Destination weddings are the craziest thing in the world. Better stop now because I'm starting to rant. I'll be at the wedding. It'll be a great time. It's one of my best friends. Hope to have a good time. Have a great weekend, everybody. I will see you next week. Bye for now.